our stories. The story to continue is the story between Aumento and Hiraya. Mimikyu is going to be banned away, and Hoopa, Kiarados. This is the same 3 bans that we saw from earlier. Now Hiraya, what will be their last ban?
Yeah.
Leafeon?
Leafeon is to be expected, one of the most banned Pokemon, but Mew can also be expected. Any of these 2 Pokemon is something that needs to be removed. That will leave Issen with a Mew opening, or even a possibility of Zoroark coming into the first pick is not really an expectation here, but Trevenant is also really good.
Yeah, one of the best defenders in the game. Not just a tankiness, right? It's also being able to disrupt your opponent.
Being a menace with a Phantom Forest and just so much suppression.
Hornhammer.
Yeah.
Hornleech. Woodhammer. I mean, Blaziken! Okay, off-hand band, right? Alongside Gyarados and PNK Hiraya is just so ready to bring it out alongside the Umbreon.
That's good. And now Issen Aumento could opt to go in for the Mew as one of their damage dealers from far away. Could definitely be an option for them, as it is, and you've called it just moments back, as Dreamt is the player that could possibly go in for Mew alongside with a Blessing. So a little bit of an extra sustain there for the composition that we have on our hands, but PNK Hiraya still looking for their damage dealer, as Blaziken could be an option, but they need more.
Yeah, Glaceon is an option. I think that, you know, the...
Pikachu!
Are you ready for some thunderstorm action here, Mr. Infinity? Okay, Sylveon. Sylveon, instead of going for the Glaceon, Sylveon is their choice here. Now for Issen Aumento, Meowscarada Part 2, ladies and gents. The last time that we saw Meowscarada, he was super effective.
It definitely was, especially if given the right amount of opening, and given how Issen went in for the Trevenant and even Lucario into play, that could be an opening for the likes of Mew and Meowscarada to jump into the backside and deal so much damage.
Hey, did you know that
I did not?
Aside from aside from Mr. Mime, I really felt the joy of playing Lucario and Gyarados. But Lucario, just because of the Unite move, you know, the big ball. It's a very satisfying move, I tell you, right? Like being able to finish off your opponent and knock them down using your Unite is just super satisfying. Anyway,
is that what true love feels like?
Possibly.
The enjoyment, the happiness being.
And for Lucario, right? Like Lucario facing against Blaziken, I love it, right? Like punches being thrown and combos being thrown. This is the pinnacle of them being able to display their mechanical prowess, mechanical skilling. This is really going to be a very close game. Issen Aumento versus PNK Hiraya. Can't wait.
Definitely cannot wait, because 2 of these compositions are drastically different. PNK Hiraya has 2 defenders, 2 attackers, 1 all-rounder. And going into the look of Issen, they pretty much have Mew as a damage dealer, they have a supporter, they have an all-rounder. It's pretty much a well-balanced draft when it comes to tackling every single role. So it's very different from both sides.
I favor no one. You know, at the end of the day, this is like the closest draft I've ever seen so far today, because both these teams have their own set of win condition. And pretty much, you know, they have their designated defender. They do have their designated supporter as well. So it will come down to execution.
Yeah, it all boils down to how these players will adapt into these situations. Will be able to come through into those team fights, objectives, goals for the goals, and actually invade as well on the opposition.
Yeah.
It's up to Issen, it's up to PNK Hiraya as we jump into game 1.
Dreamt on the Mew. I really remember good players. It's all up to Dreamt to make true of what I would say is a promise.
He's living rent-free in your mind.
Right, that's true, that's true. Now JT on the top side, again, Lucario. By the way, I was looking for the word. It was Aura Cannon, right? Oh, first KO!
Skull Bash alongside with Eskin. Well, rather Issen going in with 2 members on the back. Really quick response.
Yes, they're going to be an answer back. Dreamt by himself, though. And he's not going to focus in defending. Rather, will be focusing on the experience.
Now PNK Hiraya focusing solely on top path. Wants to put down those pressure onto Lucario, onto pretty much other Pokemon as well coming from Issen, but
Wait.
likewise into the bottom path. There's just similar amount of pressure from both sides.
Wait, I thought the Blaziken will be on the top side. That just stole away a lot from us because I really wanted a Lucario versus Blaziken action, but what we got was a Squirtle or Water Turtle.
Wait, why do you seem so sad?
It's okay. So the fighting stance, it's all about the effects.
Who's the better fighter?
Right, exactly. And so now Pikachu did actually get that KO against Lucario. Have to remember that he had a lot of points with him prior to getting knocked out. So now 36 points to 21. 8 minutes and 20. Next objective will probably the Central Birds here in the Central area.
Yeah. Probably a disadvantage for Torchic though. As Lucario is already Lucario. Torchic has to go to Combusken and then Blaziken. You know, it's a disadvantage. They have to put the space apart for the fighting Pokemon.
The thing here though is they have the same playstyle. I tell you, right? Like their moveset. Wait, Toto.
They're going through. No KO thus far.
Yeah.
Going back and forth. They want to fight for those Swablues and Altarias.
Within expectations, right? 8 minutes is where the Central Birds will be will be contested by both these teams. They know the advantage. And Blaziken, by the way, is now available for Hiraya level 7. Manansala. Can he make miracle work here today, Infinity?
Can he? Can he do it? Can he be aggressive enough to fight up against the likes of Lucario to fight here in these team fights, especially considering how Blaziken and Lucario for both sides are going to be crucial. And right now, Leafeon deals so much damage onto Umbreon, but not going to go for the all-in.
Yeah. I thought for a second that one Diaz was going in, but yeah, the flip back. Pikachu things, I guess.
Objective. Coming up in 2 seconds, and that will be something to fight for both sides here. PNK Hiraya will get first touch, but Issen Aumento wants to go in for KOs, and now Trevenant is gone. But looking at the backside, Pikachu will be traded out, as that will be massive coming from Issen. And Mew will get another one, KO, and Toto in danger. Possibly be sent back into the base, and that will be it. Issen Aumento wins that team fight and will be able to go in for the Ducks.
Set is now $1, ladies and gents, because he influenced that game, that team fight by himself.
Inflation?
That's true, right? Like dollars, ladies and gents. But yeah, on the outside there is a play by PNK Hiraya, another pickoff. That is from Dreamt Mew.
That was so good. Those poke damage coming in from you. Dreamt. Possibly be something that I dream of later on tonight. That was so good. Those pokes, but Wood Hammer. That will be another KO. The trade is there, but Sylveon is in danger. Set goes into the backside. The flank was perfect, and now the Unite move as Set will win it all.
This guy sat on his Meowscarada. I tell you.
Is he $2 now?
True. Later on, we'll see him $1,000 in value, because this Meowscarada has just been the difference maker for Issen Aumento, right? Finding the flanking opportunities, finding the opening that is needed by a Meowscarada to be effective. So far, so good for him.
Definitely a game changer here. And right now, Issen Aumento is sitting up with a 120 lead up against PNK Hiraya. It's a massive advantage, but still too early to tell who's going to take it and who's going to win it, as Rayquaza could still be that tide changer that could go into PNK Hiraya if Issen Aumento makes a mistake. But they have to be wary of that, but with the 4-man rotation, I don't think they're holding their punches.
No one is shutting down Scent anytime soon, especially with how Issen Aumento is playing around this Meowscarada. 1Diaz and company, they know that they are in a discrepancy, and they will try to find an angle. Is this an opening?
Rapid spin.
Unite move is actually available right now for the Blastoise.
Ooh, so much damage occurred though.
Oh no!
And right now, Issen Aumento will go in with a Phantom Force, and Pikachu is down as now Umbreon goes in with a Unite move as well. JT will be in danger.
That's good.
Hyper Voice just shut him out. And now Hiraya will be able to take down that 4KO. Mew trying to go back out, as this is the tide changer that we were looking for. As trying to defend. Minansala is down low already with 25 points in the bag. He cannot stay there for long, but in the end, PNK Hiraya will still be successful in taking the goal.
And the counter engage. Again, Minansala finding the opening this time on that Blaziken. Action continues.
Going to the back, forces out the Unite move coming from Pikachu, and Blaziken will secure it. But Trevenant, bit of an overstep, and PNK Hiraya will send him back to the base.
And so now the momentum, the tempo is definitely on Hiraya's side. Issen needs to slow things down. This kind of this is within our expectations here in Infinity. You know, prior to this game starting, we talked about how close these two teams are. Minansala in the front.
Now going into the back, wants to get those damage out, and that will be it. Trevenant once again KO'd, but Umbreon, or rather, it will be
sent.
That Unite move that wins it. That team fight, Meowscarada changed it.
One floral flourish, AoE damage onto the primary targets, and Issen regains the momentum, gets a Regibuff for themselves.
That will be huge. That will be massive. They can force out those fights if they want to. They still have that massive lead. They still have that level advantage in their favor. So with that buff, they can definitely take down Hiraya bit by bit, step by step. 3 minutes on the line with 1 minute remaining before the Great Quasar comes up.
3-minute notification is up, and Issen Aumento, they know that they are in the lead. Hiraya is now pressured to make a play. It might just revolve. It might just come down to the Rayquaza battle that will happen in a minute or so, because it's still possible. Oh, hang on, half out for 1DS. Needs to be careful. He gets scouted. He gets sniped down.
Yeah, that was too good. So much damage coming in from Dreamt. If Pikachu goes down here, it will be a hard chance for Hiraya to be able to take it.
Look at the position of Blaziken just beside Lucario, right? Like they want to flank each other, I guess, is the play here. But 15 seconds before Rayquaza spawns up.
Dreamt starting up the fight here. Spin Toys goes in. Sylveon will be able to take a KO. No more supporter alive here for Issen. And Mean Look. Stock onto Ryu. Hyper Voice. The Phantom Force will not be enough. The Blastoise goes in with the Hydro Typhoon into the backside. And Lucario, still staying alive, is going through 4KO.
Meowscarada to answer everyone's questions. He got shot down here by the Blaziken. Apparently, there still is a chance for PNK Hiraya to turn things around, but no, the Blaziken went down. Now this is a hundo waiting to happen. 100-point goal for Issen Aumento.
And right now, it's Issen Aumento who is on a massive lead. 1 minute and 30 seconds left for PNK Hiraya to change something up, as they will force out the Rayquaza fight. Ryu going in. Mean Look stuck on a cage, has to go away. Blastoise comes through into frame. Woodhammer and pushes him back. We'll see what they could do with the Egg Bomb, pushing them a little bit further apart from the Rayquaza pit. And thus far, Hiraya is in danger. They know nothing about what they can do coming in from this fight, because they have to force something. And Toto, a little bit of a low HP state there. And KO are coming through bit by bit, left and right. Sylveon is gone, as Trap will take it down. And Minansala trying to change something up. It's a 2v1 though. Can they do it? Boom! And they will. Issen Aumento gets the full wipe.
Minansala tried his best to outplay that 1v3, but in the end, cent became $1, became $1 million. Issen Aumento gets 1-0.
Oh, that was too much. That was too much inflation. $1 million for a cent.
Golden age.
How much is that? Like actually more than 1,000,000% inflation. Sure.
That's one way to look at it. Issen Aumento, though, that's a very satisfying win.
It was amazing. PNK Hiraya was trying to fight for their lives there, and Issen Aumento was trying to go hyper aggressive into that match. We called it. They had that opportunity. They were on a level lead. They were on a buff lead, but it was a bit of an overextension. They overstepped their boundaries, and Hiraya was able to utilize that, but not for long, as Issen Aumento knew how to come back.
Yeah, I was looking for the perfect opportunity for PNK Hiraya to really turn things around. They're heavily
damage.
Yeah, so I told you, man. Like Dreamt on Mew was a player that I I remember vividly, and there's a reason why I remember a player. That just, means positive news and positive things that really come out for Issen Aumento's squad and for Dreamt as a whole. But anyway, for PNK Hiraya, they're heavily reliant on Sheeran's ability to, go
Set
for
up the
the
fight.
perfect Hydro Typhoon.
Yeah, sure.
On the other side, though, like you has, man,
They
although,
are.
the numbers do not speak for themselves, right? At the end of the day, how they played it, they played to their strengths, and there were, weaknesses that got exposed. But
Yeah.
then again, let's enter the drafting phase.
Yeah, Gyarados, Meowscarada removed, Leafeon, as expected, is removed by
Meowscarada.
Issen Aumento as well. But Mimikyu coming into fray as a ban for the side of Issen Aumento. And Hiraya could opt to go for Mew, could go for Hoopa if they want to. That will be an option, but instead still banking on the
Manansala.
Blaziken to Manansala.
The Manansala effect, ladies and gents. And for the set, though, he has to go for another option. We saw their draft from earlier. We know that they are willing to go for a Godrio draft. But with how things have opened up here for Issen Aumento, they already have a comfort pick for Dreamt in the Mew, and also a very reliable defender in the Trevenant.
And I feel like they need a supporter. There we go. Hiraya needs a supporter because that is what they lacked in the prior game when it comes to that strong out power. There's no one to support Manansala into those big and massive fights. But a Hoopa availability this time around, Blaziken could go in for reset, full HP. If that happened in game number 1, they could definitely take that win.
Will also allow for Blaziken some breathing space on the top side if he ever choose to go to the top side, because we saw the variation by Hiraya. They elected to go bot lane Blaziken. Now the Blissey will still be joining Aumento's side. And to further their crowd control heavy team, they added Blastoise to the mix, the Trevenant.
Yeah, they're putting it into their favor into their composition.
Really?
In comparison into the prior game where Hiraya was able to take it down, but Hiraya still needs those suppression, still needs those hindrances, because as of the moment, they pretty much only have Umbreon to deal the majority amount of the suppression in this composition.
Yeah. This is where I would say the wild card effect of Hoopa comes in, because Hoopa does not really have the best crowd control in the game.
They don't.
But, what the other things that he offers into a composition is pretty much the answer to the lack of crowd control, right? Like, again, the best crowd control is to knock them down.
Yeah, in simple analogy as well, Hoopa is pretty much the true definition of a macro game.
Yeah?
It gives you the macro advantage to win them. All we've seen its power back in Series 1 or Series 2 wherein they had the Hoopa, 4-1 availability came to life and it was just too strong.
Yeah.
Objectives came left and right, came running into those teams, and that could definitely happen for Hiraya, and that could definitely take this into 3 games.
Scissor will be picked up last here by Issen Aumento. Let me guess, this is going to be a Scyther. It's not often that we see Scissor. And if you have Scent playing it, oh man, this is
Another
going to
inflation or a deflation this time.
I don't know. Let's check the trade-up value. If it's going to be a trade-up or a trade-down value, we're going to witness game number 2 in a very, very short while. Again, the draft looks pretty much equal to me. It really depends as to who gets their upper hand or gets their execution better. And for PNK Hiraya, I really think that their X factor right now is this Hoopa.
Yeah, and likewise, in a bigger perspective, on paper, they look similar. But for me, I feel like PNK Hiraya has a much greater early game power compared to Issen Aumento. You have the Talonflame, you have the 2 EVs that they have, Umbreon and Sylveon that they could utilize coming into the early matchup, wherein Issen Aumento still needs to ramp up, right? They need Trevenant to hit that level 5, level 7. They need a Blastoise to hit that level 7 as well to be able to reach that final evolution. So there's just a lot of things to consider for Issen Aumento to slow that pace coming into the early game.
Still though, Aumento, if given the access to a full drawn-out team fight, Blissey assistance attached onto a Scyther, oh, that's full potential realized. Looks like that we will finally have the Torchic on the top side, the Blaziken.
They heard you.
This is pretty much, the natural habitat for the bird.
Ooh. natural habitat. I like that word. Cool.
Is it a bird or is it chicken?
Ooh,
Is it chicken?
I'm taking
considered
an
a bird?
argument now.
I guess the safe answer is that they are all Pokemon, right?
Yeah. The safe answer.
Is that they're Pokemon,
They're Pokemon,
right?
for sure. But right now, Issen Aumento, you're now looking at Scent here, already in
Oh.
level 5. So
Early 3v3.
that upgraded moveset is already capitalized. Gumi coming in, takes those Swablues down in a blink of an eye. That's really good. Gets those levels, gets those XPs. Now Torchic evolved to come to Scan this time, and that'll be really good to ramp up the pace here fight by Hiraya.
Yeah, no hold whatsoever for Issen Aumento, right? And so there's no way for them to actually start a fight. Now Dreamt against 2.
He's in danger. 2v1. Hyper Voice. Getting so much damage.
Here comes the support.
Down to a single HP. Oh, this pressure has to force out the Surf to be able to run back. Ooh.
Oh, okay. That was
Too close for comfort.
Yep, that's true. Had to sidestep away from the Pierce coming in from that wild Pokemon. Anyway, so far, Issen Aumento still by maximizing on their goal. Wait, hang on, one Diaz.
Talonflame going back. They already got what they came for, and that will be Hoopa with Hyperspace Hold.
Yep.
That brings back his teammate to life with max HP rather. Now Manansala in danger with Ryu going in for the face check. Finds that information. And Talonflame
That's good.
came through. So much damage. And SW is down. The KO.
What?
Is that good?
You had to do it, right?
I had to do it.
Oh man, the Blissey just got caught out of possession by that
Covenant.
mean look.
Carnage.
3-man.
Woodhammer as well to be able to push back. Delay that engage, but Issen Aumento trying to fight back.
Boom.
They will get one KO. And now Gumi is forced to retreat. They have to run away. They have to retreat.
Oh.
Seth is in danger. 1 HP left standing.
No
but
way.
they're still keeping up with the Blissey in their favor. Now Gumi found out onto the book. Deals so much damage. They go in for the counter engage. 2 KO in their favor. And Trevenant is running away. Ryu is in danger. But with a Woodhammer, that's really good. Hard Leech trying to push them into his teammates onto Mew. But will not suffice.
Gumi! Gumi! What was that? He just basically won that for themselves, and now, after securing Regice, Dreamt is going to be caught out of position.
Phantom Force goes
Bam!
in, Talonflame once again. It's Blissey who's gone. It's a 3 KO for PNK
Hyperspace
Hiraya,
Hold.
and they're not stopping anytime soon. As Ryu and JT, the only one that's standing to defend the goal, but Ryu is pushed back out of the goal zone, and that will be it. One last standing. The Hydro Typhoon goes for the knockup. Won't be able to retreat. Goes for the sustain with the fruits. But Hiraya forced to back away. They're already able to get those KOs that they wanted. And now the Hyperspace Soul will just be there as an extra precautionary measure in the end. Hiraya will come back out as they do not want to go for the fight.
Clutch defense, though, from JT, right by himself. Spin Toys into the Hydro Typhoon, was able to stop the goal from going down. On the top
Regieleki.
side, though, Regieleki, Manansala, can they secure it?
They will. They will take it down for themselves. Hiraya, another objective secured. But fortunately enough, for themselves, it's Issen Aumento who's still in a massive lead, over 50 points in their favor.
Can they touch down? I believe they can. It's a very short
Talonflame
distance.
goes in the back. Blastoise is deleted. KO'd and
Stop it.
sent back to base. Regieleki touchdown onto the goal zone. An opening for Hiraya to go in and destroy it. They do, and they get it. Issen Aumento fighting back. 4 KOs already with a Hoopa left standing alone in the sidelines into the bottom pad. And Issen Aumento could go in for another goal.
The counter punches still continue for Issen Aumento. Back and forth. PNK Hiraya tried to go and capitalize on that Regieleki touchdown. Sure, they were able to do so, but in return, the retaliation by Issen Aumento is just enough for them, not just to secure multiple KOs, but also secure themselves a lot of points. And now, 40 points separating the two teams, 4-minute and 30 mark.
Issen Aumento slowing down the pace. Wants to not make any mistakes. 4 minutes and 30 seconds into the matchup. And Red Ice already into the game. So it's a fight for objective. It's a fight for Red Ice.
I just noticed that Manansala is piloting a different character now, a different Pokemon, right? Like, He's piloting the Sylveon, and there is someone else using the Blaziken. We're going to look back into that real quick. Gumi going for another play.
Fighting for the objective, wanting to go for it. Going for
Gumi!
the all in, and that will be Umbreon falls down. It's a
Rings
KO.
Unbound.
It's an advantage for Issen. Aumento, Rings Unbound has to be forced down. They're going in for the fight, and Mew goes in for the
Missile
Unite move as
barrage.
well, trying to go in for the damage, and they snipe down the Hoopa. They get KO'd, but PNK Hiraya will not falter as they fight back. 3 KO for themselves as well. Red Eyes roll with the eyes on the prize. They want to take it down. Issen Aumento loses one of their members once again. And PNK Hiraya
Steal?
will
No steal.
secure it.
Regice, additional HP regen and more opportunity for them to slam more points.
Grant is here. Ryu as well, defending the goal zone, going for it.
Ryu.
Hyperspace hole
Okay.
will bring down the Blaziken back to base.
That's the wiser play, right? Like, they committed a lot of Unites just to secure the Regice. And they need to slow things down. They need to reset. They need their
What like is available.
cooldowns. But Gumi, man, like he was a little bit too aggressive right there and then. And the punishment for Issen Aumento was there.
Wood
Luckily
hammer.
for them, PNK Raya was not ready.
Brings him down to be able to bring his teammates
Blast Lace
on
is down.
to the bottom pat. It's a full 5-man rotation coming in from PNK Hiraya. It opens up Grant to go in for the goal zone on top side of the stadium. And right now, Talonflame trying to deal so much damage. Ryu in danger out of the goal zone. No more shields, no more sustain, and that will be it. As that will be a KO for PNK Hiraya. Fighting this in a 3v5. Now Dramp comes into play as that will be a better option for them. Fights that 4v4.
Wait.
Sheeran in danger. Spin Toys dealing damage, but will not be enough. Talonflame into the backside, and JG will be able to go for that push. But Issen Aumento still holding on. PNK Hiraya trying to run away. Woodhammer will not connect, and that will be it. Issen Aumento will just go for the 1-for-1.
That solar beam, getting the backside of the Mew was what was unanticipated by Gumi.
Rayquaza.
He went down, the Rayquaza is going to spawn up here. And it looks like that they are going desperate here, Infinity.
I'm Toto. Going in. Backside. It's wall with a
Good knock up.
Blaziken. Now, Hyperspace Hole as well. Just to be there for those resets to occur, but will not go for anyone.
Electro Ball, that's a good poke. But again, the power of Hoopa, full display here. PNK Hiraya fighting for their tournament life.
Issen Aumento knows that they have the advantage. They can play it a bit more safe, a bit more defensively into this pit. And it is PNK Hiraya who has to force it.
Yeah. Again, Blissey's assistance on towards
Ryu,
the Scyther.
overstep, mean look, stuck in a cage, incapacitated, and that will be it! Ryu is gone, but Talonflame is KO'd as well, and Issen Aumento is now steam rolling! Blaziken, the only one left standing! Sheeran is gone! Issen Aumento secures the full wipe!
Sure, they got the Trevenant, but the Trevenant again with the Phantom Forest was able to buy himself enough time. Issen Aumento gets the Rayquaza and will force a Game 3.
And that will force the win for Issen Aumento. PNK Hiraya will bring out the white flag, and that will conclude the series of Issen Aumento's dominance in the game.
Yeah, I thought for a second that Trevenant was a little too far forward, but then again, the main difference there, Infinity, we have to remember that there was one time in where Ryu had the perfect opportunity to use the Phantom Forest at around 2 minute and 30 mark in the bottom area. But guess what? He held back. He knew that the Phantom Force will be needed for the Rayquaza battle, and man oh man, it clutched the team fight in their favor.
It definitely did. Ryu was wanting to start up onto those team fights onto Rayquaza pit, and PNK Hiraya took the bait, and Aumento pounced, and they were able to take the full wipe. In the end, they're able to take the Rayquaza and conclude in a dominant fashion.
Sorry for one blunder. No Game 3.
No worries. I mean,
it's a 2-0.
with how close that is,
Yeah.
anyone could expect Hiraya to be able to get that, put this into a distance of the 3 games. Nevertheless, such a fantastic game to watch, and I'm just in awe.
Yeah, it's, I really think that the MVP in that play was Ryu setting the team fight what was needed